Hey YouTube, I'm going to go into a random rant that no one asked for, so if you want to get straight into the makeup tutorial, skip to 25 seconds in, but yeah, I've been really liking bees recently. Just watch the Bee movie, it's really good, you should go watch it. So yeah, today I'm dressed up as a bee because that's really hot. Barry B. Benson's quite a hottie and I was inspired. Hope you're enjoying these close-ups of my face, and let's get into the look.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I did this queen bee look here. It's with a light yellow eyeshadow and a golden lip. I feel so cute and all the tones are warm. But yeah, if you'd like to see how I did this simple yellow pop of color bright makeup look, then please keep on watching. So I'm going to be starting off by priming my face. I'm going to be using the Rimmel Stay Matte Primer. It just looks like this. They've actually updated this product since I purchased this one, but I'm just finishing this off. I've used it in my project pan for ages, but I never reach for primer, so I never use it. So I'm going to try and be good, and in my next few tutorials, hopefully you'll see me using primer again. This doesn't really have much of a scent. It just has kind of like a lotiony scent, and I'm applying it with this really stiff contouring brush. This is the number 301 from the Real Techniques Bold Metals range. And I kind of like a stiffer brush to apply my primer with because I feel like I can work it into the skin better. I feel like, I don't know, I'm just getting a better application of primer when I use a stiffer brush. I don't always feel like using my fingers with primer because sometimes I just don't feel like getting my fingers all greasy and covered in product, and then I have like dirty hands for the rest of the time I'm doing my makeup. So yeah, I'm just going to be popping this, kind of focusing on the center of the face where I have more pores and texture and stuff, and then working it a little bit to like the outside areas of my face, like keeping it more in the center. Kind of having a struggle with this tube. This product has been with me for ages and I haven't finished it, and it's so old. I have it for so long and I never finish up this primer. I never really finish up primers, but I'd really like to finish up this one. That would be a great achievement. So catch me using this in my next few tutorials, trying to get some use out of this product. It's just the old version of the Stay Matte primer. I'm not really sure what the difference is with the new version. I'm sure it's not that drastically different, but I have the old version, if that means anything to you. I'm going to go into foundation, and I'm going to be using another Rimmel product. This is the Rimmel Lasting Radiance SPF 25 foundation in the shade 100 Ivory. I'm just going to be popping a couple of pumps of this on my Real Techniques buffing kind of brush. It just looks like this. And I'm just going to be spreading this over the face. Yeah, there are some other primers that I really want to try as well. So after I finish that primer, I really want to try that Marshmallow Primer that everyone's using on TikTok. I actually don't have the TikTok app on my phone. I don't know, I had it for a bit, but then it just really wasn't my app. Not that I'm anti-TikTok or anything. I just didn't use the app as much on my phone, and I was like, it's kind of just taking up space on my phone. I watch Reels on Instagram when those come up. So, you know, I'm not anti-TikTok or anything. I just don't have the app anymore. Anyway, that Marshmallow Primer from NYX that everyone's using on TikTok sounds so fun. I love scented products, especially when they're yummy scents. But I like fresh scents and simple scents. Like this foundation, it just smells fresh. It's not a flavor or anything. It's just a fresh foundation. And I love, you know, fresh or yummy food related scents. So a Marshmallow Primer sounds absolutely up my avenue. So I really want to try that out, but the rate that I use primer, it'd kind of just be rude to add another primer to my collection when I still haven't even panned this one from yonks ago. So I'm just gonna work my way through a couple of products and get into the habit of using primer before I pick up the Marshmallow one. I don't know if the Marshmallow one's actually good though, or if people are just saying it because of the cute gimmick of it smelling like marshmallow. For example, the chocolate powders from Too Faced, you know, they're actually good, you know, but not everything that's scented is actually good. I'm just using the Rimmel Lasting Radiance matching concealer. This one's in the shade 10 Ivory, and I'm just going to use the same brush that I used for my foundation just to rub that into this whole kind of more prominent area of my face, this whole I don't know, a triangle kind of shape. People on TikTok do that and then a line up there with their concealer. I don't know, I just don't care enough to try it. I'm happy with the way my concealer looks now. Maybe I should try new things, you know, expand my boundaries, but I feel lifted and cute from doing this, and it's not like my concealer's a really high coverage and I don't really feel like it needs to lift any more than it already does. I don't know, I'm just happy with my concealer as it is, so why would I, you know, change it up? Does it look bad? Should I try the TikTok trend? Is everyone doing the TikTok trend looking a lot better than me? I'm just using the Maybelline Fit Me loose powder, and I'm going to be taking this on. I've been loving this powder ever since I started using it. Last week is when I started using it. It's just a really easy to use powder. It adds a little bit of coverage actually. Like, it's not totally translucent, even though this is... Oh, actually, it's a fair light shade. It's not called translucent. It does add a little something, and I just feel like it makes the skin look absolutely flawless. When I buff this in, obviously you can tell I use a lot of powder because I feel like you just can't use too much powder. If you have too much powder, like right there, so there's too much, you buff it away and it's gone. Like, you can't use too much powder. You can't go wrong. So, yeah, I use a lot of powder because why not? Whatever. I like to set my whole face because I feel like it makes my cheek products go on more smoothly and have less risk of getting patchy. There we go, that looks pretty nice. Oops, I almost dropped my bronzer. The bronzer I'm using is the Urban Decay Beach Bronzer in the shade Bronzed, and I'm going to be going in with my Hoola kind of bronzer brush that I love. I'm just going to be taking this on like the areas of the face to give a little bit of like warm definition. It's not contouring, it's not just bronzing, it's warm definition. Because like, as you can see, this isn't like somewhere I would contour. I'm like doing it on my cheek as well, like, but it does give a bit of shape. Like, my face has a little bit more sculpting going on than it did 10 seconds ago before I applied bronzer, you know? It's not contouring. There is something going on. It's like I don't like that. I've blended away. That's the easy thing about makeup. If you make a mistake, you can just wipe it all off, or you can just fix it. It's not a big deal. Whatever. The more I use this bronzer, the bigger this pan gets. I really like how smooth and silky and matte this bronzer is. I'm going to be really sad when it's gone because the tone is really gorgeous of this bronzer. I've been loving it. It was something that I was on the fence about for a while because I knew that by the time I could afford it, it's probably going to be a discontinued product, which I believe it now is. But you know, I'm glad I picked it up anyway because I've only had it for a couple of months and I've already hit pan because I had so much fun with it. It was such a lovely product to use. Okay, that is my bronzed face. I'm going to pitch this a bit and put a little across my nose here just to not really contour my nose. I should contour my nose, but that's more just to give definition. Now I'm going to go into blush, and I'm going to be using the MAC Gingerly blush. It looks like this. It's like a little simple, really natural, warm tone kind of blush. Don't look at my nails. They're really busted. I need to remove them tonight because I'm a nursing student and I can't have nails like this. Holidays are over. Need to take these off. But yeah, I'm just going to be using this angled blush brush from Nude by Nature. Mine is like from a holiday season like 2 years ago maybe, so it has like a clear handle. Love this brush though. But yeah, as you can see, I'm just packing on the blush, and it isn't like the most neutral blush ever. Like, you can see the blush still, it's still like an orangey warm tone blush, which is why I went for it, because I feel like this is going to be a warm tone kind of orangey look. The MAC blushes are super pigmented, but I just went really heavy handed because I always like to be heavy handed with my blush. I go crazy with the blush. I love it. I do it on my forehead too. Try and blend it around up there. Gives like a flush, you know. I've been kissed by the sun. I've been bronzed. It's kind of a bronzy blush a bit. I'm going to take it across the front of my cheeks, which isn't something I always do, but like, I feel like it's cute, like little like sun-kissed little action going on there. Should I put on some highlight? I think so. I'm going to go in with another MAC product. This is the MAC Whisper of Guilt Highlight, which I've been loving very much. I love this for a warm tone look, and I'm going to be using this brush that I got from Mecca for my birthday 2 years ago. It was the free birthday gift. Really love it. Really luxurious gold handle. I believe they were giving out lots of different brushes. Like, it was just luck of the draw what you got. I happened to get a like highlighter, blush, setting kind of brush. I wonder what other brushes they got. Maybe I should invest in the rest of the set because this is a really good quality brush. The bristles are really soft. It washes very nicely. You know, I really stick to my Real Techniques brushes a lot, and I have a couple of Nude by Nature brushes. And that's about it. Like, I have a couple of random ones. I have a Morphe brow brush. I have a Essence brow brush. And then I think I have this and that Hoola brush, and that's probably it. It's not that, like, I don't really adventure out with my brushes. But I don't really feel like I need to because, you know, the brushes that I have are really good. Like, I'm very content in my brush collection. Anyway, I'm going to disappear and find my eyeshadow palette because I left it somewhere, and I'll be right back. So I'm going to start off by creating a little bit of definition using the bronze that I used and this kind of angled base shading kind of brush from Real Techniques. And I'm just going to be grabbing a little bit of that and fluffing that through the outer corner of the eye, not really creating a ton of like depth, but just creating a little bit of dimension, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not really deepening up the eye a whole lot. As you can see, it's not really like very dark and like smoky now. It's just a little bit of shape to the crease, so it's not quite as flat as it was before. And I'm just going to be doing that on both sides with this little fluffy brush. Not doing a whole lot, just adding a little bit of something just so that there's a little bit of crease action going on. Not really a crease shade. I don't know, just like a little bit of dimension. A little something something. And it does make a difference. Like even though there's such like a minor amount of, such a minor amount of product, it does make a difference. I'm just using this fluffy brush to remove fallout, and now I'm going to go in with the color. This is the BH Cosmetics Take Me to Brazil palette, and obviously I'm going to be using the yellow shades in here. I'm going to be starting off with, let's go with this one down here. This is like the second one from the bottom. It's like this matte kind of mid-toned yellow, and I'm just going to be grabbing this brush here, and I'm just going to be grabbing that and packing that, kind of sweeping it over the lid. You'll see what I mean. So I'm just going to like take it pretty much everywhere. And this is going to be like the main color of the lid today. I like that we put down that color before that like bronzer color because it just added a little something. Even though I'm adding yellowy colors on top, it doesn't really impact the yellow too much without, you know, it doesn't change the color of the yellow. It doesn't make it into a different color. It just added a little bit of dimension before we got started, and that's what I was looking for. So I'm just going to be packing that onto the base kind of area of the eye, the whole front kind of 2/3. Then I'm going to take the same brush and just stick it straight into this yellow up here. So this yellow is kind of part of the oranges row, but it's just like the darkest yellow in the palette. And I'm going to be grabbing the same brush. This is just a it's a 201 from Real Techniques. I'm going to be taking this into the outer third of the eye, just hoping that it gets a little bit darker. Because we've placed down that crease shade earlier, there is a little bit more depth towards this part of the eye, and hopefully it looks a little bit darker out here than the rest of the eye. I might have to deepen this up a little bit more with a bit more bronzer in a sec. There's a lot of fallout, a lot of fluff going on, so I'm just going to grab this kind of loose, fluffy duo fiber brush. I'm just going to fluff away any excess and blend the edges into like a seamless kind of dispersed feeling so that I can see, do I need to deepen this up more? And I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to deepen this up more. So I'm going to grab a little bit more of that bronzer and a little bit more of that crease brush, like fluffing brush that I used earlier. I'm just going to go over the outer corner just to make sure that there is a little bit of depth there. I'm just really working that in, making it a kind of, not browny yellow, just a deeper yellow, and you can kind of see the difference it makes. It's less pastel, a little bit more of a crease yellow, if that makes sense. And it also blends it into the rest of the look that I'm wearing, so kind of makes it a little bit more cohesive. It doesn't like look too contrasted, but it's still like a bright yellow. I hope you can see that. Next I'm going to go in with a concealer again. I'm just going to use the same concealer as I used earlier, if I can find it. Just that Rimmel Lasting Radiance. Is it called Lasting Radiance? Yeah, it is. Just this one. And I'm going to grab it on this little brush from Nude by Nature. This is the lip brush. And you don't have to follow the names of brushes. Obviously, I do not. I'm going to grab this and take it on my mobile lid. So my lid has like a crease on it, and I'm just going to pack this on underneath the crease. Not really building up a whole lot of coverage with this, but just creating like a tacky base, which I'm going to later on attach some more pastel yellows to. So I'm just creating a base on both of my mobile lids. I'm not taking it all the way to the edge because that looks kind of strange on me. I take it kind of 2/3 of the way across my eyelid. I'm doing that on both eyes. This is also going to make sure that when I put on the pastel yellow, it's going to look a bit brighter. And I'm just making sure that that's kind of a clean line. It's not too messy because I don't want it to be too wiggly when I chuck on the other color on top. So as you can see, I've created like two little half moon shapes across my eyelids, but not taking them to the total like outer corner of the eye because that will look kind of strange on my eye shape. And now I'm going to grab this lightest pastel matte yellow. All the yellows in this look that I'm using so far are matte. And I'm using this brush from Real Techniques. No, it's not. It's from Nude by Nature. And this is called the Tapered blending brush. And I'm just going to really gently pack that on to that light concealer that we just added. And as you can see, it looks like a different shade of yellow now because we've used a different lighter yellow than the rest of the yellows that we've used. We also added that crease color, that bronzer, just to deepen up the look. And we used the concealer to create a lighter base for this new color to stick to. I've created like a little bit of depth and dimension, even though these are all really light yellows to work with. So, you know, I wish I had a deeper yellow in my collection. I don't, so I just made one with that concealer. I'm not too mad with how it came out, you know. I've got like a pop of yellow, even though yellow's a really light color. I'm so happy. It worked. It worked. It worked. It worked. Happy. As you can tell, I'm fully decked out in my bee outfit. I'm wearing my bee onesie, which I love. I'm wearing bee earrings, if you can see that. My sister recently got her first tattoo. I don't have any tattoos. My sister's a little bit younger than me. She's 2 years younger. She's 19. And she recently got her first tattoo, and it was of a bee and a sprig of lavender, and I think it's really cute. So shout out to my sister. I don't think she watches my videos. I don't know. Maybe she hate watches them. I know that she watches them with her friends to laugh at me, which is fine. Hi guys, if you're watching. Love you all. But yeah, that's all the eyeshadow I'm going to do. It's really simple, but I'm really happy with it. It's just like a little pop of yellow. I'm actually going to create a little bit more yellow at the front here, just working this in again. I'm taking the brush that I used earlier, that 201, and I'm using this yellow here, just popping that again at the front of the lid, just to brighten it up a little bit, but not too crazy. Because obviously I still want to create the difference and the contrast between the pop of yellow on my mobile lid and like through my crease. Hi Dad! My dad just came home. Yeah, okay, I'm going to run away now and I'm going to put on liner, lashes and fill in my brows, and I'll be right back. I've popped on my liner, my lashes and my brows. I use the Colourpop Precision Brow Pencil. Where is it? I'll show you what it looks like, even though you probably already know because I use it all the time. It's just this one here in the shade Black and Brown. It's got a really nice, precise tip, so I really like that one. The eyeliner I used was that new Tarte one that I've been trying recently. Sorry, I'm like scrambling around me to find where all these products are. This is the Tarte one. It's got like 2 sides. It's the Tartest one with the felt tip on one side, and then on the other side that I didn't use, there's a retractable eyeliner. I should get into that because I don't want to use up all the felt tip liner and then have never used the kohl liner on the other side. The lashes that I used are just those random ones that I always use from like a drugstore in Taiwan, and I used the Duo lash glue. So if you can see any drying lash glue, it dries clear but it goes on white, so that's what that is. I'm actually going to highlight some more detailed areas of my face. Oh, my hair doesn't look too bad. I'm going to highlight my inner corners. I'm just going to grab the concealer brush that we used earlier. It's the In My Nature lip brush that I used to conceal like the mobile lid. I'm just going to take the remaining amount of concealer and just pop that on my inner corners just so that they're tacky. And I'm going to use the brush that we used earlier with that yellow shade that I used on the mobile lid, like that bright light pastel yellow. I'm just going to pack that over the inner corners. I'm going to grab some more from the BH palette, oh my, that pastel shade up here. I'm just going to take that on the inner corners just to kind of give a cohesive look to the eye, so all is yellow, you know, and then I'll highlight on top of that yellow inner corner just so that they're really bright and that my inner corners match the rest of this yellow eye look. I'm so happy that I was able to create dimension, even though it's all pastel yellow light shades. You could do this with any pastel color, just by choosing like lighter ones, using a bit of concealer to lighten areas, and using a bit of bronzer to deepen areas. I'm so pleased with how it came out, so exciting. I'm going to use this shading brush from Real Techniques. It has a bit of highlighter on it already, just the same highlighter that I've been using, but it already has some on it, so I'm just going to grab that and take that on my inner corners just to give some like glittery highlighted brightness to my inner corners. I'm just layering that on top of that yellow shade that I just placed. And then I'm also going to take this on my brow bone, down the center of the nose. I'll get around to it. I'm taking this under the eye a little as well. Look up a little and like brighten down there. Adds a little bit of brightness. Oh, so cute. So brow bone, both sides. I just blend it with my finger if I feel like I want it to be a little bit more dispersed. I'll do it down the center of the nose like I mentioned. I like to do a little brushing up and down so it's like kind of a straighter line. Tip of the nose, bridge of the nose up here, and of course the Cupid's bow. How cute. I'm going to be using some lip gloss today, and the lip gloss I'm going to be using is the Fenty Beauty lip gloss, the gold one, Trophy Wife. I got this in a Trophy Wife like kit, and I love the gold shade. It's so gorgeous. They should really bring this out as an individual because it's stunning. I feel like a queen bee right now. This is my queen bee look. Oh my gosh, how cute. So this is the completed makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Here it is. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Comment anything you'd like to see from me in future down below. Subscribe if you'd like to see more content from me. I post pretty much every day, or if I miss a day, I post 2 the next day or 3 the next day or whatever. But yeah, subscribe if you would like to see more content from me, and hopefully I'll see you in a future video soon. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye!
It's time for the outro close-ups. Here's my face like you've never seen it before. Wow. Do you like my bee earrings? They're so cute. My aunt is actually a beekeeper. She has a hive and she keeps them happy and healthy. So shout out to my aunt's hive. I love those bees. But yeah, hope you liked my look. Hope you like bees too. Love the bees.